Man, you can tell this is a game about doing absolutely terrible things because the OST fucking slaps. Hello one, hello all. My name is Mitsuda. I am a forensic scientist from the world of mysteries, and this is Floor 13. Do forgive me for skipping the title screen. This is an old Amiga game, which means I had to do a little dance with switching a bunch of different floppy disks up before we started, and I figured I'd spare you all the time. So, as I said, this is Floor 13. It's a British computer game from 1991, and it's a deeply satirical look at the process of government and keeping yourself popular. As you would expect from a game with that title, the absolute first thing we have to do upon starting the game is pick what sort of decor we want in our office. I think I'm gonna pick a side with modern, because I'm a real modern fella. And by modern, I of course mean modern by the standards of the 90s. Please type your name in block capitals below. Okay. Bloop. Yeah, funny, that is exactly what my, exactly what my signature looks like in real life. So this is what we have to work with. 3 units of surveillance, 4 pursuit teams, 2 interrogation cells, 3 search parties, 2 assassins, 2 heavy assault squads, $100,000 in disinformation funds, why are we using dollars when we're British, don't question it, and 100 undercover agents. All the things a growing boy could want. Good morning, sir. It's New Year's Day. There's a new report in for you. Why, thank you, Moneypenny. Happy New Year, everybody. So, our reports. Dear DG, may I welcome you on behalf of my colleagues to our department. We're not the most prestigious of ministries, so we hope you will find enough to challenge you here. Please settle into your office and get to know the various departments. Sincerely, the Comptroller of Agriculture and Fisheries. We have an exactly 2-point lead over them. How lovely. And we can look in the archives. This is going to be how we look at stuff that's happened previously once we get to that point. But today's our first day, so all we get is this convenient story about what happened to our predecessor. A government spokesperson has denied having any prior knowledge with respect to the death of Mr. Richard Branson, whose body was found at the bottom of the Canary Wharf in Docklands. Witnesses say Mr. Branson was trying to fly, but failed when seen departing from his 13th floor office window. The unattributable source has repeatedly stated that the government never has, and never will, run any sort of quasi-secret police force in Britain. I mean, obviously. Alright, going to the departments. We can't really do anything with this because we have no missions to go on, but we have a surveillance unit which can surveil people's houses. A pursuit unit which can... Sounds a lot more dramatic than it is. It basically stalks people, tells you where they're going. A search team can break into people's houses and collect evidence. Interrogation. I mean, it's fairly obvious. Removal. This is where you get your asses. Heavy assault really speaks for itself. Disinformation. Disinformation is a bit important to understand. For most of these procedures, everything we've gone over thus far, heavy assault, removal, search and pursuit, things work by just having units. As long as you have a unit available, you can do the mission, and if you don't have a unit available, you can just reassign somebody. Disinformation, you have a finite budget that gets spent every time you spread misinformation. Not necessarily on the internet, because it was only 1991. And when you run out of money, you can't do more disinfo campaigns. Until you do, in fact, get your grubby mitts on more money come next payday. And infiltration, you can go undercover in places. Got a lot of mans, but it's also much harder. Well, we have sufficiently familiarized ourselves with the places as we were told. So let's see what happens tomorrow. The Prime Minister says, you're the new DG. Oh dear. Rude? Well, don't come back here unless I ask you and use the back entrance. And don't draw attention to yourself unless you enjoy flying. I want to see results in 3 weeks. Cool. And today's January 3rd, we skipped January 2nd, I guess nothing happened that day. You may have noticed this stream is very quiet. That is normal, aside from our humble opening theme. There isn't a lot of sound in this game, so this stream could wind up being very boring, and doing it may have been a bad idea. Who's to say? Not I. Alright. What's up? Police Chief Sir Steve Evans has angered some community leaders with his recent statements. In a BBC radio interview, he was quoted as saying, "I am an instrument of God's will, and that policing is a matter of upholding Christian values." Critics have pointed out that Sir Steve's ideas may not be compatible with a multicultural society. Suspected affiliation of the moral righteous. Suspect is a known government supporter. Slightly controversial chief investigator. Okay, we're gonna run damage control on this. Unfortunately, there isn't really a good way to silence people in public view who've said shit that humiliates themselves. He's a known government supporter, so spreading disinformation will only make us look worse. But as things stand, as a general rule, you can and should always put surveillance units, stalking teams, and do a discreet search of anybody you've got a report on, just in case they decide to cause further trouble. Now what else is happening? In a heated chamber session, Mr. Henry Jeeves, leader of Hackney Council, has declared the London Borough a nuclear-free zone. The nuclear train carrying waste to the capital may have to be diverted. Minor political damage, but nothing all that important. Subject holds opinions not supported by the government. Affiliated to the National Federation of Laborers. Once again, surveil. Suit. Search. And less security going about here, so there's gonna take 2 days to search it out instead of 3. Now we can see groups in addition to the suspects we saw earlier. The moral righteous are, of course, pro-government, but we do want to get some people in there. The National Federation of Laborers, meanwhile, is an anti-government group. And it's stronger, so obviously we should try to infiltrate it, in addition to sending a disinformation campaign about it to try to do damage control for all the harm we've taken earlier. Thanks to the misfortune of the random number generator. Oh boy, I love being a worker for the government. Alright, that appears to be all we've got to work with. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Morning search January 4th, there's some new reports in for you. I'd be weirded out if there weren't, Moneypenny. PM, we'll see you tomorrow morning. That's not good. Alright, so Steve Evans. Left, entered an evangelist church, left an evangelist church, returned home, left home, went to the pub. Obviously. As I'd expect. Now have this evangelist church. We don't gotta be subtle about dealing with this one. It's just one church. I want to know what's going on in here as quickly as possible. The National Federation of Laborers have been charged with fraud after a tax dodge concerning property in the Bahamas. It was merely a small third-world investment, responded lawyers for the group. Don't ask why the lawyers are talking like... newsmen, and the newsmen are talking like lawyers. That's normal, shut up. You can only smear a group once per group. You're still 2 points behind. That's not good. Good, Sir Evans. Good old Jeeves. It's the only 2 people of interest. Moral Righteous and the National Federation of Laborers are all we've got to deal with. Alright, how much money did that set us back? I've not actually checked yet. 30k. Alright, we can probably do that twice more before next payday. We do not have any unassigned agents left. Hopefully you all will be able to get us something. It is important to keep our heads underwater, so we can't go assassinating anybody who serves to be a problem. Nice to see some good news in the papers. Of course, I'm sure you had nothing to do with it. Perhaps we may arrange a knighthood. They never actually get around to doing that. I've played this game for a while already. It's January 5th. Do you know where your children are? Comes at 29 Circus Place, Ealing, leaves 29 Circus Place, Ealing, returns home, leaves home, goes to local shops, leaves local shops, returns home. Goodness me, you're a busy little bee, aren't you, Mr. Evans? John Andrews, unemployed, notable evangelical preacher. Starting to run out of people, but... we will have time in due time. That's all our reports. Still 2 points behind in the polls. Notable. Probably shouldn't cause too much trouble. Alright, tomorrow we will get our results on those search parties we sent out, and we'll have an affiliated group to go ransacking his place. Oh good, it's broken. I love old computers. Alright, give me a minute. Place volume 413, hold on. Alright, now y'all do get to see what I went through anyway. Alright, disc 1. Come on, I believe in you. You're gonna make me restart it, aren't you? Alright, full system reboot. Up you go, little boy. Hey, you get to see anyway, aren't you? Aren't you happy?
Refuses to cooperate.
Yep, this is our title screen. I hope it was worth it. And of course, you immediately have to insert disc 2, because that's how video games work. Yep, come on, I switched it. And we go. Alright. Come on, it worked yesterday, we shouldn't have any further problems. Take us in, Chief. Let's report on the desk for you. It's gonna be the same thing. It's always the same thing every time. Alright, let's try that again. Opposition MP Mr. Sam Lamb revealed a secret bill outlining government plans to sell off national parks. The leaked documents concluded that many parks could easily be turned into golf clubs and country clubs. Environment ministers claimed the paper was just a think tank proposal. National Federation of Laborers, man. We're really gonna have to deal with those laborers, aren't we? Alright, like I said, surveil, pursuit, search, everybody. CIA report from January 2nd. Bank of England voice monitor activated by keyword Colombian. Here the Colombians may be stripping ICCB to bits. Sir Montague's reputation is really going to be on the line. Governor of the Bank of England, suspect is a known governor. Oh, this is going to be a problem, isn't it? 3 days. Working with the Colombians. Alright, we always start out 2 points ahead. Alright, the National Federation of Laborers. Infiltrate with 50. And smear them because they're an enemy. Just like in real life. And send 25 in to infiltrate the Monday Club because it's there. Alright, it's a start. And we'll see you tomorrow morning. He does this every time we slander an anti-government group, it's fine. Sam Lamb, subject, leaves home, arrives at 148 Holcroft Row, Fulham. Home of Mr. William Baker, a minor civil servant. Suspected affiliation to the network. Alright, you're a minor figure, so we can ransack you without drawing much suspicion. National Federation of Labor is charged with tax dodge. Alright. We have a 4-point lead in the polls, hooray. What's the network, Steelio? Extreme anti-government. This seems more important than what we were doing over with the Monday Club. Can we pull these guys out? Do we gotta do that from the infiltration department? That's not even it's not even helpful. And we can get these guys out of there eventually. Oh, then we're gonna get some people in there. Yep, keep threatening me with stuff I'm never gonna get, I see how it is. Opposition MP Sam Lamb has again embarrassed the government. Revelations that industrialists are receiving backhanders from the government in order to exaggerate output figures have been vehemently denied by the Department of Trade and Industry. You are starting to bother me. Is that all we got to work with? You'll get out of there. 5 will be good enough. Group, here we are. Now this is a group we should be wary of. I do not like the way they keep snapping us over like that. I understand what you're going for, but it's not helpful. Good morning, sir. It's January 6th. I know, I own a calendar. Leaves home, premises ransacked, returns home, leaves home, returns home. Excellent. A food hamper with a card, thanks for help. Interesting. BT line registered under Sir Montague Kipling. Call logged at 8 p.m. Hey, amigo, you've seen the proof. We sure screwed ICCB. You're not going to look so good if this gets out, my friend. All those poor, hard-working investors. What are you saying? Maybe we can make a deal. Meet me at the city branch of ICCB at 8 o'clock, January 9th. That's 4 days, my friend. City branch of ICCB. This seems really important. We should search this as aggressively as possible. Mr. Sam Lamb denies part in the drug-sex orgy discovered by police in the hangar near Watford on Tuesday night. We were all well out of our heads, claims one partygoer. You know, it feels like we maybe should be, a bit more concerned about that than we actually are. Hold on. You still have a 4-point lead. Montague Kipling is a distinguished civil servant, governor of the Bank of England. Pretty clearly bungled something. Probably not good, that. We only have the one location available. Floor 13 is not found. Oh, come on, really? I swear I played this literally yesterday as a test and it worked fine. Don't understand what's changed. Mike Buck, in you go, in you go. In you go.
Refuses to cooperate. Refuses to cooperate.
Yes, yes. Start the game and immediately make us swap discs. Wow, how did anybody ever put up with this?
Refuses to cooperate. Refuses to cooperate.
New DG, modern office. I would like to get to the point where we can resolve at least one. At least one issue. Okay, yep, 3 weeks. Yes, sir, Mr. Prime Minister, sir. Tell me the reports. Internal security intercept. Leak in think tank now confirmed, recipient unknown. From Whitehall rumors, we must assume that the recent document by Sir Nigel Ashton was leaked while at a crucial but immature stage. Possibility open to misinterpretation. Main suspect, Mr. Philip Banks. Radical government think tank member. If you're the leaker, we should definitely get some stuff on you. To Philip Banks. Suspected leaker, suspected affiliation of the Grand Bavarian Illuminati. I'm sure that's nothing to be concerned about. You might be the Illuminati, but I'm the sort of person the Illuminati is terrified of. Days after the recent bloody coup in Nigeria, members of the former regime are being rounded up while others have fled the country. The new military dictatorship has pledged to end corruption and bring back democracy. Wow, he sounds like a really swell guy. See you next morning. Morning, sir, it's January 5th. There's some new reports for you. Leaves home, arrives at 36 Falcon Gardens, Acton. Leaves Falcon Gardens, Acton. Returns home, leaves home, goes to the West End, leaves the West End. Clive Miller. A distinguished MP, popular opposition. Direct affiliation of the National Federation of Laborers, hold opinions not supported by the government. Alright, surveil. Sue. Search. As is normal, we will consider your value to us by your actions. The spread of well-directed chaos has been other sources of power has always been the way we maintain our own, the most illuminated one. Taken from 137 Adlington Grove. So the Illuminati is definitely causing some shit. That seems like a thing we should be concerned about. And when in doubt, we can't have those unionists unionizing. That would be bad for us in some way. There are loads of new reports in for you. Thank you, Moneypenny. I get the feeling today is going to be one of those days. Sir Nigel Ashton, 83rd Granville Walk, Putney. Search party found nothing of interest in the home of Sir Nigel Ashton. That's upsetting. Internal security intercepts. Voice intercept the Nigerian embassy. Keep him bound and gagged downstairs. His wife will report him missing soon, so we shall have to prepare a statement. Alright, is this us, or is this the Nigerians? Depending on, like, what they mean by embassy. Could be either way, but I'm going to fucking search it, because I want to know these sorts of things. The National Federation of Laborers fronted for pornography operation. Claimed the Department of Trade and Industry last night. DTI sources said evidence is still sub judice. That's a big word. Alright. We have a 10-point lead. That's nice. Alright. You are a think tank member. You are a suspected leak. You are a possible associate of the leaker. That's what we had to work with so far. Okay. Just gotta put shit together. It'll be fine. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. I'm glad you appreciate me so much. Philip Banks leaves home, arrives at 36 Falcon Gardens. Still dealing with Mr. not Clive Barker, that's a different guy. There's another meeting with Philip Banks. That's about what we expected. Still have a 10-point lead. Locations, archives, leave desk. How are things going on the infiltration fronts? Still have not successfully penetrated. Good, I'm so glad you're so useful to us all. Tory. Cool. Alright, hopefully something good will come in. Jesus, it's only been a week on the job. We have taken the African ambassador bound and gagged. That's neat. Let's have a 10-point lead. Okay. Hopefully that will get us. Oh my God. I don't understand what's changed. I do not understand what's changed here. God. Am I running? Thought I was running the correct...
Refuses to cooperate.
I don't think I changed
Refuses to
anything.
cooperate.
Can't please insert disk to... can somebody with a better knowledge of, like, old pre-Y2K computers than me explain why
Refuses to cooperate.
this is a thing?
Refuses to cooperate.
Like, it can't be that... It can't be that that title screen and music is the only thing on the first disc. Does it gotta, like, load some stuff onto the... Yep, welcome aboard. You know, it is very progressive of them to let somebody with a name like Medoy handle their incredibly British subjects. Suspected European terrorist Mr. Norbert Weintraub has been spotted crossing the mainland from Ireland. He's been linked with various organizations, but he hasn't been active for the past year. Former German terrorist suspected affiliation to the Red Army. Okay, the approach here is obvious. He's not an important figure, so we don't have to worry about, you know, him raising a stink. Could bring him in for interrogation, but I want to get a bit note from that. Mod internal communication. And please note that the food mixer stolen from L1 Division Military Research Laboratory is still abroad. Security considers ex-stock keeper Harry Weintraub a possible breach key entry point. L1 security officer Mr. Jeffrey Cross has not implemented any investigation. Surveillance. Pursuits. Ransack. Jeffrey Cross, insignificant. Well, at least we've got a lot of really simple, easy-to-use people to start us off with. Direct affiliation of the fifth column. 6-point lead, that's nice. Red Army faction. It's much easier to slander legitimate groups than it is to, infiltrate. Anyway, we're going to infiltrate the actual crime organizations now. Hopefully, this will give us something to work with. And we'll see you tomorrow morning. Police Inspector Sir Ed Barnes has denied rumors that he has any reservations concerning Steve Walters, the president's son who is spending a term at Cambridge. He is also denying that he has drafted a letter of resignation. Worried about security, suspected affiliation with the Freemasons, known government supporter. The president's son. Get a pursuit team on him. The Morton-on-Stanley by-election, to be held in under 2 weeks' time, should help to confirm the government's strong base in the local region. Although considered a safe seat, the party chairman, seen kissing babies, is taking no chances. Alright, there's a lot we could do with this team, but I think the, terrorists and the leakers are maybe a bigger deal. I don't want to read derogatory remarks about this government to the press. Keep troublemakers quiet around this. Yes. Yes, Minister. I believe that was a British show. Steve Walters. Suspect leaves home, enters Trinity College in Cambridge, leaves Trinity College in Cambridge, returns home, leaves home, goes to the cinema. Norbert Weintraub. Did we get literally anything out of that? As long as we got our search teams back, we might as well ransack that place as well. Search party found nothing of interest at the home of Mr. Norbert Weintraub. Operation Sandbag is near fruition. Mr. Tommy Kelleher under full surveillance. We were ready to catch the INLA drug ring red-handed whenever drop delivered. We're not sure of the entity of the contact, except that he has been away on business to visit the Kaiser. We do not have enough people for all this. Right, we should be safe to pull some people out of the fifth which one was it? Norbert Weintraub. Such affiliation of the Red Army faction. Norbert Weintraub found nothing. Okay. Move surveillance unit, move pursuit units. Next suspect. Norbert Weintraub, Harry Weintraub. They're different people, I swear. Jeffrey Cross. Police officer, president's son. Suspected terrorist, surveillance, and pursuit. Inventor of the food mixer. Possible security breach. I think if you've got anything to show for yourself, we would have figured out already. Suspected affiliation of the Mad Scientists Guild. Oh ho ho, humor. Surveil. Pursue. Smeared infiltration in progress. The Freemasons. The Eco-Guerrillas. Irish National Liberation Army. Core size only 5. Group size makes me uncomfortable. Not group size, group name. Red Army faction, National Municipal Workers, the 5th column. I'd also like to get some people into IRA if at all possible. Alright, we ransacked Jeffrey Cross, found nothing. Taken from Professor Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo's house. Electromagnetic wave sympathetic to human response system. Controlled test confirms that exposure over a short period of time produces subtle apathy towards direct control. All countenance viewed as authority. Military subversion catchment area suggests a continuation of test to see if range of 18-kilometer radius is asymptomatic boundary. German terrorist arrested in Paris, attempting to get a hold of high-tech equipment intended for a European campaign. Investors with a large pension firm accuse National Unit of Municipal Workers members of trying to ruin their portfolios. The heavy selling of shares was suspicious by silly analysts. Okay, good. Okay, a lot of pieces going together here. Don't know which of them mean anything. Goes to Whitehall, leaves Whitehall, returns home. Sam Foley. Ransack his place. You are suspicious enough that I see cause for concern. If that's the case, then is it the Red Army that's, not amounting to anything in this story? Oh, the fact that all of these menus look the same, but, do not matter in the grand scheme of things. See current operations. None of you guys have managed to penetrate anything. What are you, me? You aren't doing anything. I'm confident in that. Steve Walters, Tommy Kelleher, Professor Close Barn, unemployed. You're the. God damn it, no. Just let me keep my thing where it was. Is that so difficult? Okay. I feel bad about how little is actually getting done here. Suspected terrorist. Suspect is a known government supporter. Former terrorist. You know what? I would like to know what your deal is. Now that you've been here for a few days, I think we can find out the old-fashioned way. Trinity College, Cambridge, leaves, goes to cinema, leaves, cool, 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 cool. I would like to do a search of Cambridge, please. Found a 1 kilogram bag of cocaine. Wow, great. Suspects marked for abduction. Under surveillance, being killed. Hopefully tomorrow will be another day. Police been wondering whether I know anything. Alright, I'll dial it back a bit. Coward. Mr. Jeffrey Cross. certainly do seem to be rather interesting. Which the device on the specified place in Morton on Stanley 3 days before election. Jeffrey, and thus you, will not be under suspicion. 23 Lancaster Crescent, Highgate. Civil servant. You know what, I want to interrogate you too, now that I have something on you. Alright. Now then, over on the interrogation. Still healthy, receiving procedure 0 interrogation. He's being very antagonistic. So let's play a bit rough. Gonna get all the information out of him. College, Steve Walters. Just still healthy. You have a 10-point lead, that's good at least. Advanced Steve Walters. Mad Scientists Guild. German Terror. Hopefully this gives us something to work with. And we'll see you tomorrow morning. What's your name? Ask my mother. God, you're so hostile. Why you gotta be so rude all the time, huh? I see good old Hefe is also causing us trouble. And how do they call that a confession? Mr. Jeffrey Cross. You know, maybe we'll soften him up with one round of the real rough stuff, just to say. Right. Now, if we go too hard on the interrogation, it will hurt him pretty quickly, so we gotta get that over with. I'm looking at the page of the suspects. What are you doing at Trinity College so much? Do you work for the RAF? 10-point lead on Steve Walters. We're clearly very, very busy. Or maybe you just go to college? Damn it, I have to know. There's clearly something important. Game wouldn't have been drawing it out this long otherwise. Can we not pull our dudes out of... We could do that earlier. Loads of new reports in for you. Tommy Kelleher, 98, Jubilee Street, Plaistow. Visitor, Billy Mulligan. Insignificant jeweler, suspected terrorist connected to the ILA. Garage and Morton on Stanley. That's obviously important. Procedure 1 interrogation. Oh, you're being very difficult, you know that? Went down, receiving procedure 1. We'll go up to procedure 2 again. If you wanna start shit with me... Honestly, how rude can a human being be? I do want to get our guys out of there. Loads of new reports in for you. Read reports. Yep, you've been nice and behaved. Don't forget the pickled onions now, will you? No problem. Alright, smart potatoes. Oh, Tommy's doing spy speak. That's fun. Our objective is the creation of a new world order. Alright, he's broken at least. That's something. Now we've got to take him off of, Alright, torture otherwise. He will get a bit dead. That would be bad. A 14-point lead, okay. Alright, Tommy Kelleher. Give orders. I gotta get this out of the way as quickly as possible. I'm sorry. Alright, will we survive another day? PM will see you tomorrow morning. Operation Sandbag has not hatched. Suspect internal interference from unknown counter-terrorist setup. That's nice. And hey, we got the food mixer back. Now we're the only ones who can mind control people. Hooray. You seem a bit confused. Well, we were able to avert the terrorism, and in the end, isn't that what matters? Alright, it's done. We don't have to do any more searching. Stop panicking. I got things under control. Alright, are we finished here now? Search party found nothing of interest in the home of Steve Walters. The government has held on to Morton on Stanley without difficulty. The party chairman is said to be certain that the British public haven't given us a lasting mandate. I don't think the subject has anything more to say. We don't think the subject has anything more to say. Well, if that's really too bad for them, you know? Now we gotta clean up all the remaining bits. You still have not managed to penetrate anybody in there. That's so upsetting to me. New report on our desk. For security reasons, all references to these finished plot threads will be shredded. That means we're done now. Okay. What has that opened up? Alright, Norbert's dead. Police officer worried about security. Now that we've got... Now that we've got this open, I do want to get a surveillance team on the president's son just for security purposes, and also... It's not what I wanted to do, damn it. Get something on you as well. And with the IRA, we should probably be a bit warier of you. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Police Chief Sir Dave Jones has angered some community leaders recently with his recent statements. In a BBC radio interview, he was quoted as saying, "I am an instrument of God's will," and that policing was a matter of upholding Christian values. Critics have pointed out that Sir Dave's may not be compatible with a multicultural society. Well, I don't know who Sir Dave's is. I don't need a pursuit team on you. I've had that on you for a while now. All you ever do is go to uni and back. Mulligan, Argyle Street, Hornsey. You know what? You're with the IRA. You're with the IRA. Now, interrogation. Take you off. Take you off. Who's gonna complain about a little terrorism between friends? Am I right? IRA. Much for production. Chief Inspector, slightly controversial. Surveil. Sue. Discreet search. There we go. And since we freed up 2 teams, we can actually get back our surveillance and pursuit on you, just in case you get up to anything. Alright, good talk. This will get dealt with, Mr. President, Prime Minister, whatever your name is. Don't worry. I am a professional. Amazing act of terrorism. The left-wing group Red Army faction has successfully kidnapped the son of the President of the United States. Oh, come on, really? I had you. I had you under the what? He was snatched in his Cambridge residence where the guards were killed. The government is still in alright, alright. Mr. Norbert Weintraub. We're still tailing him, though, don't worry. But he's dead, too. Underground government supporter. You all please actually manage to get some progress. We still have a 10-point lead even though the president's son was abducted on our soil. That's a good sign, probably. Man, the public is easily swayed. Right, a whole lot of shit getting shredded. Alright, we've got time to rake you over the coals. It'll be fine. Just gonna kill some more time till the next scandal comes along. And we'll see you tomorrow morning. The British Embassy in Santiago, Chile has released information concerning the suicide of Mr. Cecil Murray, the defense journalist found out in his hotel room. He'd been attending the annual air show and was due to leave at the end of the week. His body was found hanging in the closet. Searched affiliation for the campaign for nuclear disarmament. 12-point lead, good lord. Let's ask about, what's up with you? Moral righteous, campaign for nuclear disarmament. Should be good enough for the moment. Note that we still have a lead in the opinion polls, so you did okay. Still want to be in the lead in 3 weeks' time. Until then, we will expand your department. Hooray! Now we have 4 surveillance units, 4 pursuit teams, 3 interrogation cells available, 3 search parties, 3 assassins, 2 heavy assault squads, 140k in disinformation funds, and 150 undercover agents. Great! So what you've seen here thus far is basically the game's basic gameplay loop. You just try to keep the poles above water. Sort of memoirs, I was chief of the God Squad. A god talks to me in a public meeting held by an evangelical group. For the statements including the destruction of sexual deviance, his divine fiat has led to calls for the entire upper echelons of the force to be sacked. Other officers have refused to confirm or deny that Sir Dave is a lunatic. Oh, do I want to just deal with this guy real quickly? Security reads always okay. Inert smart mind for strategic naval defense, highly classified technology development, fully classified. Taken from that crime scene. David Bannister, relative and friend of the dead defense journalist, has protested about the suicide verdict and the British Embassy's attitude to the affair. He's not the sort to commit suicide, he has everything to live for. Okay, you're going to follow up. I already see how this is going to go. You're going to follow up on our little investigation. You're going to find the thing we're looking at. And we're going to get some slander from your end. Not there's an obvious answer to that problem. Assassinate David Bannister within 5 days. Give them some time to plan. Alright, problem solved. A long-awaited launch of Britain's first manned space rocket, Maggie 1, has not been delayed. Mission Controller Professor Jeffrey Davies has predicted a successful launch, admitting that this is my crowning achievement. Alright. Is that a fact? What is your objective? The common good. A 4-point lead. Okay, everything's still working out fine. We'll see you tomorrow morning. The astronauts have completed their final medical check for tomorrow's countdown. Some are saying that this is Britain's proudest moment. The 8-day mission should end with a capsule drop into the Indian Ocean. Good political capital. David Bannister, due for termination. Kimimoki! Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you all for coming aboard today. Roku907, thank you for following. I'm starting this mission up to warrant it. Welcome aboard. Hello, Kimmy. Hello, Raging Space Squid. Hello. Hold on. Hello, Xpan. Hello, Oreo. Hello, all of you. How are you doing tonight? Let me toss you a quick shout out. What were you all up to? Oh, you were up to playing Hello, Charlotte. Junk Food Gods and Teddy Bears. That's not a game I've heard of. Can't say I know anything about that. What's it about? It certainly sounds interesting enough. For those of you who are new to the stream, the Spook RPG Maker game, say no more, you have my attention. And for those of you who are new here, my name is Mitsuda Madoi. I am a forensic scientist from the world of mysteries, a parallel dimension where every work of fiction published on your side of the dimensional boundary as a work of fiction is a true story. I am very overworked. I'm a variety streamer. I usually play a lot of mystery games. Are we playing a mystery game today? Kind of. This is Floor 13, an old early 90s simulation game for the Amiga where you play as a minister for the British government in charge of making scandals go away by any means necessary. It is also a very quiet game with not a lot of sound effects. That is not a problem with your stream. The game is just like that. If it sounds boring, I'm sorry. I probably should have thought of that before I started streaming. Anyway, we are currently dealing with... I say dealing with, we're getting a lot of good political capital because we're doing a space mission. Can only imagine how that's going to blow up in our face. We're also secretly interrogating an IRA guy. Don't worry about that. The 4-point lead in the polls. We are currently dealing with this dead journalist who turned up dead in an incident somehow involving the Iraqis. His friend and relative is making a stink, so I've already ordered him disposed of. I have to raid and dip because I have to wake up very early tomorrow, sadly. Nah, that's fine. I do it all the time. See you around, Kimmy. Thank you for the raid. And there's also the scientist man in charge of this space satellite. I don't know what his deal is, but he's a member of the Mad Scientists Guild, so I feel concerned. Just for maximum points, I'm going to spread some disinformation about the campaign for nuclear disarmament, because obviously that's bad for us. Chat, you don't understand. You don't understand. It's all in the interest of the common good. And I don't really suspect the Mad Scientists Guild of anything in particular, but I'll send one guy to infiltrate them just for the sake of it. Glad to see some good news at the papers. Of course, I'm sure you had nothing to do with it. Perhaps we may arrange a knighthood, says the Prime Minister. He says that literally every time I slander somebody the government doesn't like. He never does get around to giving us that knighthood. It's very upsetting to me. I would like a knighthood. It would make me feel better about myself. Alright, what do we got to report on now? AT line registered under Professor Geoffrey Davis. I knew you were going to blow up on us. You can't trust those egghead types. Don't make any thoughts of me or my job or my wardrobe. Don't question that. I almost forgot to ask, but how you doing today? I hope well. I'm doing alright. It's been a bit of a slow day for me, which honestly just aggravated my paranoia. At least off a few things we're gonna bait again. I know, right? Right, X? God. Like, come on. People have functional senses of pattern recognition. I feel embarrassed. This is the worst day of my life while living a damn lie. We're the crew in a safe place. We use a stand-in for the voice records. Oh. Oh, you fool. I don't actually have anything to get out of you. The campaign for nuclear disarmament did not dump toxic waste on Bournemouth Beach. Claimed a member in a specially convened meeting to counter allegations from the authorities. Man, the hypocrisy of it all. Hope tomorrow's better for you. Yeah, I'll probably be fine. Oh god, okay, so Professor Jeffries is disposing of the fact that all of our guys are in fact dead. Oh. Come on, really? Really? Really, no, it was going so well. It was going so well. Game's red shite. No, it was doing that before you all showed up too. Got like an hour out of it. Like, it's not like it was causing us that much problems. Tinkering with my Amiga settings. I don't want to jerk you all around just all stream. Tinkering with the Amiga settings hasn't really fixed anything. Do I just have a bad file? I hope that's not it. That'd make me sad. I didn't have a backup stream. I had another site, maybe? I mean, going out and looking for a different set of files to download would take some time, but I'm beginning to suspect that it might be our only option at this point. I'm gonna try just playing vanilla one more time, and if it crashes again, I'll go find something else for us to do while I try to get this fixed. It was stable for a hot second there. It should be alright now. The real lousy thing about this game is that every time it restarts, I have to restart it for that issue. I do have to do this little file swap dance. But we do get to hear this silly little... Thought this was a modern retro game for you, but it's actually Amiga. Nope, it is in fact a real Amiga game. Alright. Yes, Mr. Prime Minister. Hello, my name is Medoy. I work here now. I'm going to shoot people who make you upset. Alright, what are we gonna start out with? Mod weapon presentation. Ultima 9, the submarine-launched strategic missile. It has the speed you need and the power without the price. This new submarine-based strategic missile system could provide the nation with full pump-up nuclear strike capacity, with twice the reliability of Trident at half the price. Cool. Scientists have found a strange set of geological circles at an Essex cornfield. Nobody's come up with a convincing explanation for the circles. Some people claim the circles have a mystic significance. Great. Okay, there's literally nothing we can do with any of that information. We have no suspects, no locations, so I'm not sure what you want me to do with that information. Dr. James Sykes is to resign his junior post at the Ministry of Defense. It will be taken up by Mr. Edward Dyer, his first government post. Dr. Sykes made no comment on his reasons for leaving, though it is suspected that his continued dissent on strategic policy may have upset the government. Perish, I guess. Yeah, that's probably all we've got. Alright, James Sykes, distinguished MP, outgoing defense minister. Incoming defense minister, suspected affiliation of the network, known government supporter. You seem like you're going to cause more trouble. So put a surveillance on your home, put a pursuit team on your person, put a discreet search of your residence. And since we've got people to burn, we will also do that same thing for our outgoing man, just in case he also causes trouble. The 10 people to infiltrating the network, because it is, in fact, just a terrorist organization, and that seems like the sort of thing... well, frankly, it seems like the sort of thing that shouldn't be my responsibility, but you know what? If no one's gonna clean that up, I guess I'll have to do it. Alright, mail intercepted to James Sykes. Dear Dr. James Sykes, I am so sorry to hear of your recent resignation from Whitehall. Despite our failure to agree on the purchase of what I still believe to be an excellent product, I am sure that your decision has no connection to your fall from grace. I hear that your replacement is more tuned to my way of thinking, which again is a pure coincidence quite favorable to me. I do hope you will bow out gracefully. Yours sincerely, this guy. Mr. John Baines. Alright, you're obviously suspicious, and given that you're also a minor figure, I don't think it'll be that much trouble if I get a bit heavy-handed. How are we doing in the polls, by the way? None of this is public knowledge. It shouldn't be a trouble. Okay. So your reports then for you. Thank you, Moneypenny. Alright. 30 Dosha Row. Home of Sam Jackson. Man, I didn't realize Mr. Sam Jackson was so pale. Right, you're the outgoing MP. We've got what we need out of you. Let's take our surveillance and pursuit units off of them. And... No. Them on you, because you're obviously suspicious. Why would you visit an ex-minister, huh? Huh? That's what I thought. Alright, hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. Unacceptable. What's unacceptable is the amount of budget cuts they've given me. Good lord. What else do we have to deal with today? Mr. Samuel L. Motherfucking Jackson. Our search team will be available tomorrow. Hopefully he won't blow anything up that quickly. Pursued by Mr. Edward Dyer. Dear Edward, I'm so glad to hear of your appointment. Of course, we had better make no further formal contact, as our mutual interests may be seen in the wrong light as somewhat incompatible. But I'm sure that Zell Industries will benefit from much further business in the future. Yours, John. We could just blow the whole place up, but that doesn't seem like much. Wait for the search teams to get back. Then we can deal with this. Alright, ransack John Baines' presence. And... Sam Jackson meets with Dr. Sykes. Search party found nothing of interest at the home of Mr. John Baines. That's too bad. Iraqi missile goes AWOL. Cyprus attack accidental. Alright, banning all exports to Iraq. Shit is going down in Iraq. I get it. Sign off on a search of Zell Industries. What do we have to deal with? Alright, Defense Minister, Defense Minister. Defense Contractor. Assistant who visited the ex-minister. Minor figure. I remember I got this specific little puzzle during my test streams, and it did not go well no matter how much stuff I found. Now, the issue here is... You know what? You're a minor figure. I've got a lot of stuff to work with here. Let's just ask him some problems directly. Incoming Defense Minister... Mr. John Baines. You are too important for me to question directly, I think. I mean, the game said you aren't, but... Oh my god, what? I don't understand what's happening here. No, I think I'm gonna have to, I think I'm gonna have to maybe not stream this. At least not until I can manage to find... a better build or some less corrupted files or whatever your preferred technical terminology is. Shame, yeah. Pity, I really like the idea of that game. Oh well. I guess that's where we're leaving off for the night. Okay. I mean, this is really a disappointment to everybody now, isn't it? Well, that's what you get for watching my streams. Anyway, we're gonna be rating Kudo FoxTuber. It happens. Yeah, I just wish it had happened to me a bit less. Kudo is a Black Fox racing game streamer, currently playing Need for Speed. Need for Speed Pro Street, not any of the retro ones, but you know what? That's fine. You just watched someone play a retro game, you don't gotta do that again. So, till next time we meet, please treat Kudo with as much respect as you would treat anyone else. Thank you to Kimimochi for the raid. I feel like it's been a while since I got one of those. Thank you very much. Until next time, I hope y'all take care of yourselves, because I would hate for your body to be the next one to wind up on my slab. And I will see all of you in the future. Good night, everybody.